Hello everyone. This is the video about your new topic. Now, think of these objects identified. Which of the given thing is living or non-living? This one or this one? A potted plant or some bricks? Think which one is living or non-living. Now, when you think why you say about the potted plant is a living thing, or why you are saying that potted plant is a non-living thing, and why you are saying the bricks are living or non-living things. Because you understand or you know living things can grow, they can breathe, they can move, they can eat, and they can reproduce. According to these five characteristics, you will identify that which one is living and which one is not living. After this, you have to think that I am identifying that what is living and what is not living. Then, what are the building blocks of living things? Means how living things are made, which basic units used to make the living things. Okay, now the answer is cells. Yes, every living organism is made up of cells. Do you know human body can have more than 37.2 trillions of cells. Cells Cells are the basic structural and functional unit of life. Means cell provide two functions to the life. First is the structure. It will provide the structure, and second is it performs some functions to the life. Welcome to our new topic, which is cellular organization. Then, what is cellular organization? Cellular organization starts from the cell. A group of similar cells combine to form tissue. A group of similar tissues combine to form organs, and a group of different organs combine to form organ system, and different organ system combine to form organism. Okay, these all links are studied in this video in this chapter. Okay, now cellular organization in humans. Here I am identifying you the cellular organization in humans in these steps, which are cell, tissue, organ system, and organism. Okay, cell, tissue, organ system, and organism, humans. Okay, now cell. Here I am taking the example of muscular cells. Then muscular cells combine to form the muscular tissues, and muscular tissues combine to form a stomach, a muscular organ. This muscular organ combines with different types of other organs to form a system which is called digestive system. I am taking one example, okay? You will study other systems as same way. And this type of different system will combine to form human being. Now, this is the cellular organization in humans. What about the plants? So think first and then watch this video. Stop the video and think about cellular organization in plant. What is the cell of plants? Next, tissues in plants. Next, organs in plant. Do you think plants have some organs? What are the organs of plants? Think it. And organ system of the plants. Now, this is the structure. First is plant cells. Then it will go to make different same types of plant cells combined to form a tissues, and same type of tissues combined to form a organ, which is in plant is leaf. And organ system, as you see in the picture, and organism. Different types of organ system are flower, fruits, leaves, and seeds are the organ systems. Okay. Now, in this chapter, we will study about definition of cell. The cell consists of some small organ or parts which is called organelles, like cell wall, cell membrane, nucleus, vacuole, mitochondria, chloroplast, starch grain, cytoplasm, Golgi apparatus, and endoplasmic reticulum. Then, after study about the cell organelles and cell, we will go to the animal tissues. Connective tissues, nerve tissues, muscular and epithelial tissue. Then after the animal tissue, we will study the plant tissues, supporting tissues, photosynthetic tissue, epidermal and vascular tissue. Now, names of some organs: bones, heart, lungs, muscles, and etc. And after all these, we will study some organ system of humans. Respiratory system. There are so many organ systems, but we will study 6 only. Respiratory system, circulatory system, digestive system, nervous system, skeletal system, and muscular system, with their one line definition and functions and structures. Okay, now this chapter is divided into 3 weeks. In the first week, or in this week, we will study about we watch some videos, and then after watching the video we will read text 1 and get the meanings of the difficult word for science vocabulary. Okay, after that you have to fill the worksheet 1, and then in day 3 we will work on some different links to get some quizzes, some anatomy of the cell, and some other resources. In day 4 we will watch some quiz videos in order to analyze your progress, and then you have to make a cell model. This is your first week task. Now, starting the first thing, which is cell. Introduction of the cell. In the introduction of cell, we will study about the cell structure and its functions. Before going to the cell, how a cell is identified and what are the concepts which make cell, which is called discovery of cells. The invention of the of the lens. Robert Hooke, 1665, observed a thin slice of cork. This cork is from dead plant cell with a microscope. After his observation, he described what he observed as a little box, and these little boxes are called cells. This is Robert Hooke, and this is Robert Hooke's 1665 microscope, and this is the first observed by dead cells. Slice of cork. Okay, now discovery of cells for Anton van Leeuwenhoek in 1675 was the first person to observe the living things. Robert Hooke observed the dead cells and Anton observed the living cells. Okay, now next, microscopes. Microscope have two main characteristics. First is magnification, second is resolution. Magnification refers to the microscope's power to increase the object's apparent size. So cells can easily be observed by the high magnified microscope. And resolution means the microscope power to show the detail clearly. As you studied is resolution power of camera, resolution power of other things. Okay, now next is cell theory. After the discoveries of the cell theory is manipulated. Who developed the cell theory? Matthias Sheldon in 1838 concluded that all the plants are composed of cells. Theodore Chauvin in 1839 concluded that all animals are composed of cells. Rudolf Virchow in 1855 determined that cells come only from other cells. After these things, after working of these three scientists, cell theory was developed. So the cell theory based on these 3 points. First point is all the living things are composed of one or more cells. Cells are organisms, basic unit of structure and function. Means किसी भी organism के cells basic structure और function unit हैं. And cells come only from the existing cells. Now, next is cells diversity. Cells diversity means how cells different from other cells. Cells differ from other cells by size, by shape, or by internal organization. Now, cell diversity by size. I am giving you two examples of the smallest cell and the longest cell in the human beings or in the total identified cells. The smallest cell is the mycoplasma and the longest cell will be neuron cell. The smallest cell size is 2 to 10 micrometer and longest cell will be 2 meter long, which is neuron cell, and other parts will be discussed in later in this video. Now, cell diversity according to shape. Cells are differ from other types of cells by shape widely. Most cells are roughly cuboidal or spherical. Here are the examples of some cells, different types of some cells. Cell diversity according to the internal organization means some cells consist of nucleus and some cells consist of different parts. Nucleus contains DNA which directs the activity of cell. Nucleus is the main center of the cell, main brain of the cell. It will direct all the activity of the cell, or it will projects, or it will monitor all the activity of the cell. Now, organelles. Organelles means little organs. A cell component that performs a specific function in the cell. Inside the cell, the main center is nucleus, and the other things are organelles. Nucleus order different organelles to perform their activities, specific function inside the cells in order to maintain healthy cell. Now, what are the parts of the cell or organelles? Each living cell carries out the task of taking food, transforming food into energy, getting rid of the waste, and reproducing. It means inside of the whole body of the living thing, all cells perform taking food, transfer or break down food into energy, and after the getting energy, getting rid of the waste material and then reproducing new cells. Most eukaryotic cells have three main components. One is the cell membrane, second is the cytoskeleton, and third is the nucleus. Here is the simplest example of cell, and I am not going to the details of the labeling. We will discuss in the video. Now, some of the organelles are cell membrane, mitochondria, nucleus, lysosomes, cell wall, cytoplasm, cytoskeleton, ribosomes, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, cilia, basal bodies, centrioles, vacuoles, and plastids. These are the organelles inside the cell. Now, first one is the cell membrane. Structure: it is selectively permeable membrane, means it is move some things, selective things move inside or outside of the cell, and it has, this is the image of the cell membrane, detail image, and function allow some materials to go inside and outside of the cell. It has some other parts which you will be studying in higher classes. Now, next is nucleus. It is spherical in shape, located in the center of animal cell and corner of the plant cell. एनिमल सेल्स के सेंटर में पाया जाता है और कॉर्नर पे राइट लेफ्ट अप एंड डाउन में प्लांट सेल में पाया जाता है. What is its main function? It manages all cell functions and it contains chromosomes, which is called DNA. Nucleus, nuclear envelope. This is the main anatomy of the nucleus. Endoplasmic reticulum, nuclear pore, chromatin, nucleus, and its chromosomes. Now, next is cell wall. It is a rigid wall made up of mainly cellulose, and its function is it's present in plant cell outside of the cell. As its name identifies, it is cell wall which is outside to provide shape and support. Because of presence of cell wall, plants have rigid and hard shape and get support towards the ground because of presence of cell wall. In the image, you will see primary wall, middle lamina, and three layers of the secondary wall. Okay, cytoplasm. It is jelly-like fluid present inside the cell, and its main function is it contains salt, minerals, and organic molecules surround the organelles. This will clearly identify about the cell membrane and nucleus. And between cell membrane and nucleus, there is a liquid, light green liquid, which is cytoplasm, and it contains of dark green small spots, which is called organelles. It will provide support to the organelles. Okay. Next is endoplasmic reticulum. It is a network of membranous tubules within the cytoplasm, and it is involved in protein and lipid synthesis. This endoplasmic reticulum produces different types of protein and lipids inside the body of living things. And it is of two types. One is a rough endoplasmic reticulum and other is a smooth endoplasmic reticulum. In this picture, you will observe that rough endoplasmic reticulum RER, which is in blue, and in yellowish brown, it is a smooth endoplasmic reticulum SER. And here is the nucleus envelope, and inside of the nucleus envelope there is nucleus, and there are small blue dots, which is ribosomes. Okay. Now, next, Golgi apparatus structure. It is stacked flat sacs. Sac means bags. It is a bag-like structure. Function. They are responsible for transporting, modifying, and packaging proteins and lipids into vessels for delivery to targeted sites. Golgi apparatus transport, modified, and packaging protein and lipids in different parts of the body. Here is the image of Golgi apparatus. Incoming transport vehicles, cis-phase, lumen, newly formed vessels, transphase, cis-phase, and this is transphase. Okay. This is clearly observed in the second diagram. Now, mitochondria. It is folded membrane within an outer membrane, and its main function is to produce energy with the help of oxygen and food. It is called a cellular respiration. Mitochondria is also called the powerhouse of the cell. It will provide cell energy, and all the cell provide energy to the organ, and organ provide energy to the organism, and humans, plants, animal will move because of this energy from the mitochondria. This is the image of mitochondria. It is a folded membrane within the outer membrane. You will see the outer membrane. Inside the outer membrane, there is an inner membrane which is like a folded membrane. Okay. Next. Vacuoles. They are a sac of fluid surrounded by membrane. ये simplest liquid fluid filled bags surrounded by a membrane and very large in plants. Their size is large in plants and small in animals, and their function is they are used for temporary memory storage of waste, nutrition, and water. They can temporarily store the waste material, nutrition and water inside them. Vacuoles. Here is a plant vacuole and other is a animal vacuole. You can see the size of vacuole inside the plant cell and size of vacuole inside the animal cell. Next is chloroplast. It is stacked sacs that contain chlorophyll, small bags which consist of chlorophyll, and its function is this is a small bag, transparent bag, outer membrane, inner membrane, stroma and thylakoid. Its main function is photosynthesis, conversion of light energy into chemical energy in the bonds of the glucose, breaking of the bond of glucose. This is the image of chloroplast. Next is plant cell versus animal cell. There. Some the black labelings are the similar things inside plant and animal cell. Green things are the things which are only present in plant cell and brown or reddish labelings are only present in the animal cell. Number one is cell membrane. Here you will observe nucleus, nucleolus, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, vacuoles, mitochondria, and Golgi apparatus. But plant cell consists of chloroplast, cell wall, and plasmodesmata, whereas animal cell contains only centrioles, lysosomes, and centrosomes. Okay. Next is plant cell versus animal cells and having differences. Plant cells have plastids. They have cell wall which is made up of cellulose and the plastid's name as chloroplast. Okay. Have a large central vacuole, may have plasmodesmata. They do not have centrioles. Plant cells do not have cholesterol in the cell membrane. They store excess glucose as in the form of starch. Generally, plant cells have fixed regular shape. Now, what about the animal cell? They do not have plastids, do not have a cell wall, have small temporary vacuoles if any, do not have plasmodesmata, have paired centrioles within the centrosome, have cholesterol in the cell membrane. They store their cholesterol in the cell membrane. They store excess glucose as a glycogen. The plant store as a starch, they store as a glycogen. Generally have a amorphous shape of the animal cell. This is the structure of the animal cell. Mitochondria, flagellum, nuclear envelope, chromatin nucleus. This is consist of nucleus. Rough endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, plasma membrane, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, lysosomes, microtubules, microfilaments, centrioles, and some other parts. And this is the structure of plant cell. Tonoplast, mitochondrion, microtubules, microfilaments, chloroplast, plasmodesmata, ribosomes, Golgi apparatus, plasma membrane, cell wall, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum, nucleolus, chromatin, nuclear envelope, central vacuole, and others. Now, now, after completion of first week, you have to make or submit your model of cell, and the rubrics of cell model is shared in Google Classroom by your respective teachers. Now, this is the second week outline. In this week, we will read first pages 180 to 182 and heading number 16.2 and draw mind map to elaborate or identify the animal and plant tissues. After that, we will watch a video of animal and plant tissues and then reading text too. After all this, we will make a PowerPoint presentation, and rubrics of PowerPoint presentation will be given by your teachers in Google Classroom. Now, in this week, we will study about the tissues. What is tissue? A group of cells with a common structure and function. It's called tissue. Or it is a group of similar cells that act together to carry out a specific function. Tissues become organized to form organs and organs into organ systems. Hence, the plant and animals are made up of different types of tissues. Importance: animal tissues and plant tissues. Plant tissues consist of xylem, phloem, vascular tissues, ground tissues, dermal tissues means epidermis. Animal tissues of stomach, smooth muscular tissues, loose connective tissues, nervous tissues, blood tissues, and others. Types of tissues. In this topic, we will study types of plant tissues and types of animal tissues. Types of plant tissues are epidermal, photosynthetic, supporting, and vascular. And types of animal tissues are epithelial, connective, muscular, and nervous tissues. Plant tissues. First plant tissue is epidermal tissue. It protects inner parts of the plant from drying or any injury. It covers all parts of the plant. Now, supporting tissues, as is its name identifying that they support the plant. Supporting tissues provide plants in order to fix or in order to rigid on the ground and to face high speed winds and hurricanes and do not damage. Okay. Next is vascular tissues. Vascular tissues transport water, food and minerals from one part of plant to another part of the plant. There are two types of vascular tissues, xylem and phloem. As plants get water, food and minerals from the soil, and it is taken because of the vascular tissues and transport these materials to leaves, flowers, fruits, stem and all over the plant body with the help of vascular tissues. Okay, this is the vascular tissue, xylem and phloem, supporting tissue and dermal tissue. Okay, next is photosynthetic tissue. As we study vascular tissue, it will transport the food, water and minerals. Then how food is prepared? This food is prepared with the help of photosynthetic tissues which help in process of photosynthesis. And this photosynthetic tissue is present only in the leaves. This is leaves having upper layer is upper epidermis, photosynthetic tissues means mesophils and lower epidermis. Okay. Now next is animal tissues. Epithelial tissues, it protect the inner parts of the body. Means these type of tissues will help to repair or protect the inner part body damage. Next is connective tissues. As its name identifying that it will connect one part of body with the other parts of the body. Connective tissues connect the whole body with the brain, and then brain gives some instruction to the all parts of the body. Next is muscular tissues. All the particular movements in the humans and animals are due to the muscular tissue, as muscular tissues attach with our bones and our other parts of the body, so they can contract and expand in order to move the bone, hand, legs, head, neck. Next is nervous tissues. Transfer messages from one part of brain to the other part of the body, and from body to brain and brain to body is because of the nervous tissues. Okay, these are the identification, shape, sizes of all four tissues. First is the connective tissue, second is epithelial tissues, structure and shape, size. Next is the muscular tissues, and third is the nervous tissues. Okay. Next, epithelial tissues. Epithelial tissues covers the whole surface of the body, either external, that is on skin, or internal, that is lining of mouth, intestine, blood vessels and etc. It is made up of continuous sheet of densely packed cells with little space of intercellular material between them. Depending on location, some have special functions of absorption, secretion, excretion, sensation, and respiration. Epithelial tissues are present all over your body, as first point identified. External or internal. As internal in our tongue, this is epithelial tissue which secretes saliva, secretion, and in our upper skin, it will secrete our sweat. Absorption, absorb some material, we will apply some cream, some other things, energy. Sensation and respiration in animals or other organisms. Connective tissues. Connective tissue is specialized to connect various body organs. One organ is connected to the other organs with the help of connective tissue, and all the organs are connected to one another systems. It includes bones, tendon, cartilage, and blood. These all types of identified, you will check images of bones, tendon, cartilage and blood in Google and write their proper meanings. And after watching the images, you will get the better understanding. Bone is a strong, non-flexible tissue composed of calcium and phosphorus. Tendons, it connects bones with the muscles. And cartilage is slightly different from bones present in the joint, nose, ear, trachea, and larynx. Blood is also connective tissue because it will connect all of the body. And blood has plasma fluid in which the red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets are present. Now, muscular tissues. They made up of muscle cells, and these cells are elongated and large size. As we will study in the first picture, cellular organization of humans, first starting of the video, cellular organization of humans, I will take the example of, I am taking the example of muscular cells, okay? Last size. So they are also called the muscular fibers. There are three types of muscular tissues: skeleton tissues, smooth tissues, and cardiac tissues. This is muscular tissues, cardiac muscle cells, skeletal muscle cells, and smooth muscle cells. Okay, these are all the muscular tissues. Nervous tissues. Brain, spinal cord, and nerves are all composed of nervous tissues. They transport all types of activities through the brain. The cells of these tissues are called nerve cells or neurons. Here is the structure of some neurons. This is the nervous tissues or neurons transmitting signals to the brain. Okay. Four types of animal tissues are shown in this figure. First is epithelial tissues, line surfaces in the body. This is the epithelial tissue at your skin top. Next is the muscular tissues, which is made up of fibers that contract and expand for the movement of your arm. Next is the nerve tissues. It consists of cells with projections that transmit electrical signals. It means if your finger, your thumb feel some hotness or coldness, they will quickly message to the brain that you are touching some hot and cold things, and your muscular tissues will contact and your hand will automatically remove by the instruction of the brain. Okay. Now, next is the fibrous protein fibers, soft extracellular matter cells. Okay. Bones. These are the bones. And this is the cartilage where your bone is movement. Loose connective tissues act as a padding under skin and elsewhere. Loose connective tissues work as a padding under the skin and elsewhere. Bone and cartilage are connective tissues made up of cells in a hard or stiff extracellular matrix. And last is red colored tubules and it consists of blood. It is also connective tissue made up of cells in a liquid matrix. Okay. Now, next is human body system. It depends on your teacher that they will move towards the third week or they will continue to the second week for human body system. So, there are total 11 systems in the body, but we will learn about only 6 systems, and the remaining system you will study in the higher classes. Now, these are the systems we will study in our lecture. Now, number one system we will study is circulatory system. We are inhaling oxygen and exhaling oxygen, movement of blood and nutrition in our body is regulated by the circulatory system. Next is digestive system, what we eat, what we drink, which this all types of food eating process and how we will get energy from the food. This all processes are involved by the help of digestive system. Next is skeletal system. What is our shape? What is our structure? How rigid? How hard? How tough we are? This all shape, size, and structure provided by the skeletal system. Next is the muscular system. Our all types of movements, our running, our jogging, our stair movements, and cycling. All types of movements are due to the muscular system. Nervous system, about feeling of hotness, coldness, some pain, some burning feel, and other activities in any part of our body is monitored by the nervous system. Last is the respiratory system. Okay. Next. Now, first system is circulatory system. In this system, the transport of oxygen and nutrition around your body and to help to get rid of waste. Movement of oxygen in and out of the body, and nutrition in and after the nutrition getting our body, and there is waste material left inside of our body, and this system will get rid of this waste material. It consists of the main parts of the circulatory systems are heart, blood, blood vessels. And blood vessels consist of three main types: arteries, veins, and capillaries. And this is the structure of circulatory system. Okay, lungs, heart, kidney, liver, digestive tract. These all belongs to the uh, cleaning of our circulatory system and movement of the circulatory system. Arteries from the heart and veins to the heart, and the small parts of the arteries and veins are called capillaries, small part. Okay, now this is our main part of the circulatory system. And as you know, human blood consists of heart move blood in and out of our body. It cleans our body and then move inside of our whole body. Parts of blood are platelets, red blood cells, white blood cells, and plasma. Okay. Now, these are the images of arteries, veins, and capillaries. Arteries from the heart, and the smallest part of the arteries are called capillaries. Veins are called capillaries. Okay. Now, digestive system. This system helps in digestion. The process of breaking food into small molecules so that they can be absorbed and used by the body cells, and they get energy, and after that we will get energy. The parts of the system are mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, liver, pancreas, and gallbladder. This is the digestive system. Mouth, this is the oral cavity, and tongue. Food move from the mouth, enter from the mouth, and it will move to the esophagus, where it will enter towards the stomach. Okay, and then liver, gallbladder, pancreas, and spleen. They all provide some enzymes and some glands, some juices to digest our food. After that, food will move to the small intestine, small bowel, and then this will move, and after that it will move to the large intestine, large bowel. After that, it will absorbed in all over our body, and the waste material left is stored in the rectum and released from the anus. Respiratory system. It controls gas exchange in our body. Respiratory system controls gas exchange between blood and the lungs. It consists of the parts of respiratory system are mouth, nose, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchus and lungs. This is the respiratory system. Here your nasal cavity, your nose entrance, and next part is pharynx, larynx and trachea. And after that bronchi and bronchioles and lungs and diaphragm. Okay. Next system is the muscular system. Muscular system is our muscles all over our body. There are three types of muscular system. This system helps in the movement of the body. Types of muscular system are skeleton muscular system, cardiac muscular system and smooth muscular system. Skeleton system, it is attached to the skeleton and it means bones of the system of the body. Cardiac system, it is present only in the heart. All heart muscles are cardiac muscles, muscular system muscles. And smooth, it is present in internal body organs, that is stomach and other parts, small intestine and large intestine, all movements. Smooth muscles, shape of tissue, cells, tissues and system, stomach, large intestine, small intestine. Cardiac muscle only present in the heart and shape it. And skeletal muscles, and it is attached to the bones of our body. Now, skeleton system. It protects organs and give shape and support the body. Like your brain is protected by your skull, which is a skeleton system. Your lungs and kidney and stomach is protected by your ribs. And your body shape, your legs, hand, shoulder, neck, your backbone, your shape and size, all are because of the skeleton system. And this skeleton system also support your body. It consists of bones such as skull, vertebral column and ribs and etc. This is your skeleton system. Okay. Now, interesting facts about the skeleton system is a baby is born with 270 bones while an adult body has 2606 bones. As a young adult, a baby is grown up, some of its bones are combined to form a large bone, so the number of bones reduces at its going adult. The hand and feet contain half of the bones in the human body, means approx 103 bones are present in your two hands and two feet. Bones are made up of the hard mineral calcium, living cells, blood vessels and nerves. Because of this, our bones are strongest. A joint is where two bones meet. As you know, your knee, your ankle, your shoulder joints. Okay. Now, nervous system. The network of nerve cells which transmit nerve impulses between parts of the body, hence control functions of organs and sensation. Nervous system transmit nerve impulse and signals between different parts of the body, hence it also controls the functions of organs and sensation. Means if your organ is not functioning well, then your nervous system identify you and you will take some tablets. Okay. and it also give you sensation, means you are touching some hot and cold, you are feeling some pain, you are feeling some nail uh, going inside your body, etc. The main parts of the nervous system are brain, spinal cord, cranial nerves, spinal nerves, and receptors. This is your nervous system. It connects all your main parts of the body. Okay. This is the structure of brain as you studied earlier. The main part of the nervous system. This is the cranial nerves, spinal cord, brain, and spinal nerves. Interesting facts about the nervous system. The left hand of the brain controls the right hand of the body and vice versa. The human body has over 100 billion neurons in all. The brain can receive over 100,000 signals per second. This is the highest capacity of anything receiving signals. Neurons reaching from spinal cord to the toes are the longest cell in the human body, measuring up to 4 feet in the length. Thank you. After watching this video, you will understand to probe some things and to think something more and ask the confusing and reasoning questions with your teacher in the Zoom session. Okay.